facilitator for this process. This is the first meeting of the Broadband Advisory Work Group, and I'd like to welcome everybody to this meeting, and especially our work group members, our ex officio members, and those of you from the community. Before we get started, Mayor Seth Fleetwood would like to share a few thoughts with everyone. So Seth, go ahead.
Oh, thank you much. I just want to thank people for doing this work, and this has been something that the formation of which has been in the works for some time. It was a idea that grew out of a lot of thought and suggestion and need since, at least as far as since 2019, at least since I became aware of it. A decision was made by the city, gosh, probably 10 months ago, to look at forming a group that could convene. We got sidetracked by COVID and all of the accompanying emergencies that emerged in the last year. I'm sorry about that, but that's the case with a lot of things. So I'm just really glad that we've been able to move this along and get a group appointed. I recognize this is a significant commitment. I recognize that the term for your charge, I think we're anticipating that it could work into the fall. So I just wanted to get on the call briefly and thank you for all agreeing to participate in this. I look forward to, as does the community, seeing the recommendations that come forward. And of course, the hope is that we're able to implement some change for the better in Bellingham as it relates to public fiber and broadband. So thank you everyone for doing this work, and I look forward to checking in. Maybe I can join a meeting periodically as the work unfolds. Thanks so much on behalf of the people of Bellingham.
Thank you, Seth.
You're muted. Sure.
Thanks, Mayor Seth. Appreciate it. Rush, before we get too far along, Michelle Kopka can't get into the meeting. Could you give her a call?
I'll resend her as invitation.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, for those of you in the audience, the purpose and the mission of the work group is to evaluate the possibility of municipally owned broadband infrastructure as one way to further the goals of greater availability, affordability, equitability, and quality of broadband access across the community. The work group is comprised of 9 unpaid citizens nominated by the mayor and approved by City Council, who have volunteered their time and talent to work on this issue for the coming year. Each has stated they are committed to making a contribution to their community and working collaboratively together. The work group will have access to a wide range of information. This will include input from their membership, support from their ex officio members, presentations from other communities and specialists, and analysis by hired consultants. I have no specific opinions about broadband in the city or a stake in this process. My role is to help structure the process and facilitate the work group meetings. I'll do my best to create a safe, collaborative, and creative space for conversation, and I'll keep us focused on agendas and timelines. I may at times remind you of ground rules and that all opinions shared will be acknowledged. I'll manage the meetings with focus on achieving the best possible outcomes. The conversational space is meant for the members. However, I will engage the ex officio members when requested by the work group or when planned as part of the agenda. Now, I'd like each of the members to introduce themselves. Please briefly state your name and a very quick statement. I'll demonstrate. My name is David Roberts. I hope my efforts will help you reach agreement on an outstanding set of recommendations for City Council in a timely fashion. So I will call out each of your names, ask you to introduce yourself, starting with Chris.
Hello, my name is Christopher Kyler. I am a student at Western. I'm very happy to be here. Appreciate the invitation being extended to me, and I hope to do the best work possible in sharing the floor with this large group and trying to work with City Council and other stakeholders to, answer or make these recommendations, I guess. And yeah. I don't know. We didn't have any, they got the question sometimes. My favorite color is red. So.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Don?
My name is Don Gisher. I've had an interest in computers and technology for a very long time. I know what broadband is, but I have no opinion on whether the city should get any more involved in broadband than they are right now.
Okay, thank you, Don. Stephen?
Good evening, everybody. Looking forward to working with you all on this project. I really want to see an outcome where Bellingham could actually say to the stakeholders that we're a world-class broadband city. There are many cities around the country that are calling themselves Zoom cities, and I think we have an opportunity, and I'm glad to be working with this group. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Linda, how about you?
Hi, my name is Linda Fells. I'm a retired computer programmer, but also retired nutritional therapist. So I run a business in town. And like Stephen, I just want to make sure that if we have an opportunity to have a really world-class broadband internet for our homes and our businesses in this town, and whether this is the way to go, I'm really excited that maybe this could be.
Excellent. Thanks, Linda. Spencer, how about you next?
Hi, my name is Spencer. I worked as a networking engineer for a few years installing and designing cross-campus fiber networks. I'm really interested in promoting equity for lower income people. If we're going to create a municipal network, I would want to advocate for lower income folks. Thanks for working with me, everybody.
Very good. Thank you, Spencer. Glad to have you here.
Nice to meet you.
Melissa, how about you?
I'm Melissa Miller, and I'm just very excited to be here. I'm currently retired, but I've had a full career in the city of Bellingham. I was lucky enough to be able to start my career out at KVUS TV for 22 years. From there, I worked on a world-class internet data center and building it here in Bellingham, which I think Bellingham was very, very lucky to be able to have that facility be built in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And from there, I spent the last 12 years building fiber optic networks here locally and from the Canadian border down to Santa Barbara. And I love building fiber. So I really hope that my expertise can help the committee be able to make the best choices for the city of Bellingham.
Good. Thank you, Melissa. Maximilian, you want to go next?
Of course, as soon as I went to talk, my Alt-A to unmute me stopped working. Hello, everyone. I'm Maximilian Carper. You can call me Max. I am a lifelong IT consultant. I've managed IT infrastructure for companies, small and mid-size, throughout my entire career. I currently own a software development firm here in Bellingham, home-based. My goals, my objectives for being on this committee would be to help Bellingham and hopefully Whatcom County extend affordable high-speed internet to all of its citizens and businesses so that we can grow as a community together.
All right, thank you. And RB, let's go with you next.
Hello, my name is RB Tewksbury. I've City Council for giving me the opportunity to do this, and I share the sentiment of pretty much everybody, everything I've heard thus far. I really want to help Bellingham come up with an optimal solution, but also one that addresses the digital divide, because this really is critically important. And I'm just pleased to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Sorry, I hit the space bar. Michelle Kopka is still trying to get online. It seems like when she comes on, we'll make sure she gets an opportunity to introduce herself, but we have several others here on the line. Marty, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Good evening. I'm Marty Mulholland. I'm the IT director for the city. And so our department provides technical services to the city departments. And we are a user of the fiber and have found great value in it. And we partner with the Public Works Department on many, many technology initiatives. And it's some of you I've met, and it's very exciting to see you and hear your enthusiasm, and look forward to supporting this effort in any way I can.
Eric, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I appreciate that. My name is Eric Johnston. I'm the Public Works Director. I've talked to, I think, all of you at least once, and hope to talk more. My role really is to help you folks, both the voting and the ex officio members, to do this good work for the city. I want to also acknowledge that there's a couple of specific individuals in our community who've helped to great benefit move this conversation to this point. And I want to specifically call out that both John Humphreys and Atul Deshmani, who are here in the audience today, that they have moved the conversation forward. And while this is the group that the city council selected as the voting members, it's important that we do have public dialogue, and it's important that we welcome that dialogue, and we want to engage in that. Tonight's meeting is an introductory meeting, and I don't want to steal David's thunder, but maybe I'll do that a little bit. We are going to work through a couple of bugs here tonight, and one of those is how we sort out the ex officios versus the voting members. And tonight we've got the voting members as panelists, ex officios not quite as panelists, but we'll get to that point as we move into the next meeting. Also, a couple of hiccups today on registering for the meeting or not registering for the meeting, and I'll tell the group here and for the audience listening that the next meeting that we have, there will be no registration requirement to participate in the meeting. We'll talk more about that as we go along, but I really want folks to know that I'm here to help, that as staff, we are not directing or guiding the work that you fine folks will do, but we want to be a resource and help and a guide as best we can. So I'm here to help as much as I can. Thank you.
Very good. And as you heard from Rush is in the background in the black square, and Iris down below here is the person that's will be taking your meeting notes from now on. So to get those roles there. Rush, are you still on board? Can you bring some people on for us to introduce? Hopefully he's still there.
We're trying to get Michelle on board. Yeah, there she is. Good. Okay.
All right. Perfect. Yep. Michelle, if you unmute your mic, we can have you introduce yourself and tell us very briefly what you hope you to have happen in this process.
Well, good evening. What I hope to have happen in this process is that I can get on more efficiently. Okay?
Hopefully we can make that happen next time. Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you here.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. If we didn't have a glitch once in a while, we wouldn't be doing it right. So Rush, are you there now?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, could you bring Vincent Buys up so he can introduce himself? And I'm going to ask each of the ex officio members to give their name and their affiliation and
Absolutely.
how they intend to support the group.
You got it.
All right, we there?
That's it.
All right. Hey, well, good evening, everybody. My name is Vincent Buys with Comcast Government Affairs, and I'm excited to just talk about some of the world-class services that we already bring from Comcast into the Bellingham community.
All right. Thanks, Vincent. And let's switch out now and have David Brin. Rush.
I'm on it. It is just, I'm on it a second.
We're good. We're all learning to breathe.
Okay. David Brin.
Yep, that'd be great. Hi, David.
Hello, David Brin. I'm with Wave Broadband, been with them for about 15 years. Lived in Bellingham pretty much my entire life, graduated from C-Home. Built mostly OSP, what we would call layer 1 fiber. So I'm really happy to be part of this group, even though I'm not a voting member, but I look forward to helping and advising all of you to better my city for my kids and my neighbors.
All righty, thanks, David. How about Atul? Can we bring him up? And the next one will be Michael Gann. Rush. Hi, Atul, your mic's off.
Hi, David. How are you? Apparently, I just got promoted from a observer to the ex officio category. I guess my emails to Eric got through. Thank you for handling that for me, Eric. So yes, my name is Atul Deshmane. I am a commissioner at the Whatcom PUD. I'm a Whatcom County Planning Commissioner and have lived in this county since 2002. I'm excited to contribute and participate, particularly with a focus on fiber. So I look forward to the conversation and being able to contribute to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Atul. We'll see you. Next one's Michael Rush. Michael Gann. Hi there, Michael. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I am Michael Gann, Executive Director of the Technology Alliance Group for Northwest Washington. And we have a few projects that are applicable to this project. We have a new 501c3 organization focused on technology education. And we have the Whatcom STEM project that's also focused on STEM education. And I hope to be able to provide my experience, which is also in IT management and consulting prior to my work at TAG, to the benefit of the group. So thank you for letting me join.
Excellent. Thanks, Michael. We'll see you soon. Next one's Alan Meeks, and then after that, David Namura. Hi,
Hello.
Alan.
Hi, I'm Alan Meeks. I've been involved in the connectivity business since 2003. Worked for many different organizations, mostly in business development, corporate development, some engineering. The last 5 or 6 years, the most current thing I've been doing is working for a company called Mox Networks. I'm VP of Corporate Development. We're owned by Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong out of LA. Parent company is NantWorks, and we've built a private telecom network for Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, spans the globe. So we've done that for the last 7 years, and we actually, one of our long haul fiber routes between Seattle and Chicago happens to pass through Bellingham. I've lived in Bellingham since 2002, and yeah, I want to contribute to this in the ways, I guess, in my experience, I've seen many different municipal projects throughout the country, and have seen what works, what doesn't work, and happy to, provide feedback where I see necessary.
Thank you, Alan. How about David Namura now? Rush.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Thanks for the opportunity to be here. My name is Dave Namura. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Lumen, formerly known as CenturyLink. Appreciate the opportunity to serve as an ex officio member, and look forward to working with the group, provide any resources that Lumen may that will help in make an informed decision, and just look forward to the conversation. So thanks again for the opportunity.
Thank you, David. Nice to meet you. Next one up is Brian Walters and then Gina Stark.
I'm bringing Gina up first. I'm looking
Okay.
for Brian Walters.
David, I think Atul Deshmani is there for the PUD in
yes.
lieu of Brian Walters. So
Okay,
we got
thank
the PUD covered.
Okay. Hi, Gina.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Gina Stark. I'm Economic Development Project Manager for the Port of Bellingham. I'm also the project manager for the Whatcom County Rural Broadband Project. So building public fiber to the unserved, underserved through Whatcom County. And I'm just happy to be a part of the group and help in any way that I can. So thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Last one is Kurt Gazzo.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kurt Godso. I am the Executive Director of Educational Technology for Bellingham Public Schools. I worked in senior IT leadership in the K-12 space for about the past 20 years, and a lot of that building out fiber infrastructure between campuses and within campuses. So it's a little bit of my background. As is the city and Eric's team, we're also a co-user of the existing broadband infrastructure. And particularly through our current environment, we as a district have seen the impact of accessibility to broadband. So certainly have a passion for that and for the impact that can bring on our community, as well as the economic development opportunities that would bring along as well. And again, as an ex officio, happy to support the team in any way we can.
Excellent. Thank you, Kurt. Glad you could be here. Well, those are all the introductions tonight. We're just a couple minutes over on where we should be, but thank you for everybody for taking time to introduce yourselves. Next agenda item is to talk about the open public meetings and public records requirements. Eric, I'm going to turn this one over to you, okay?
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I had intended to show a video presentation that was done by the Washington State Attorney General, and then I recalled that I may have sent that already to the members of the work group, and I see some head nods around the room, so I'm hoping that most of you had a chance to watch that. And rather than trying to watch that again, I think maybe we'll just talk about a couple of just key principles that I see as a city staff member when it comes to open public meetings and public records. And first of all, that this meeting and the work of this group is subject to the Open Public Meetings Act. And that shouldn't be scary, and that's fine. That's how we do business. And the intent is to make sure that the public is aware and has a chance to at least observe the interactions of how we go about our business. The council has set forth in the resolution the rules that we're to follow with this particular work group. They can change those if they'd like.